Thanks for staying with us. Food banks across the nation are feeling the pinch, with more people in need of a helping hand as the price of eggs, butter, and milk remain sky high. According to new data released this week, over the past 2 years, average prices paid by American families has shot up 13.8%, leading to longer lines and more hungry mouths at many charities across the U.S., including Catholic food banks. And joining us tonight is Monsignor John Enzler, president of Catholic Charities of the Archdiocese of Washington. Monsignor Enzler, always good to be with you. I know that you have a bird's eye view of a pretty large operation. What's it like out there in terms of our Catholic food banks and other Catholic charity operations?
What you just expressed in terms of some of the difference in inflation for people, it's really real. So, eggs, milk, poultry, things like that, all those things are more expensive, which means that many people are not getting quality meals. They might be getting some staples, but because of that, our food pantries continue to grow and expand our service to people who are much in need. So it's a real concern for us.
Yeah, and how does the situation compare to last year? I mean, are you seeing more people in need with these food prices up and the economy, as we know, on the fritz?
I think we thought at Catholic Charities here in Washington, D.C., that we would be, once we got the pandemic pretty much under control, and that's not over, but under control as it was, that numbers would go down. They're not going down very much. In fact, I think they went down a little dip for a while, and now they're back up again. Last year, we served almost 3 million meals in food pantries and food banks. And so it's a fairly substantial operation in many different places. And in fact, I say and if people come to us, they say, "Father, we can't get the stuff we need. We can't get the food we'd like to have." And so they come to us and tell us the stories of how they're here because last year they could do it themselves. Now they want the resources. They come to us for help.
And what about you all? I mean, what are your supply levels like? Anything that you need right now?
We're pretty lucky in the fact that people are really generous with food. I think the key issue is nutritious food. A normal food bank might have staple foods like cereal or canned food or other types of food. We try many of our efforts to make sure we've got produce as well and poultry as well as we serve people actually meat and vegetables and the food that is more nutritious for them. It costs more, but it also means we're being fed in a way that's more nutritious for themselves and their families.
If people watching right now, if they would like to help out, how can they do so? And what's best? Should they donate food? Should they donate money?
I'd say it's across the country. If you've got an ability to support people through your parishes, many parishes have food drives for this year, as well as the Catholic Charities and wherever you are. But also just in terms of us here in Washington, we can always use support to do a better job we're doing. The reality is that we always need more funding, which for some people that's easier. We write a check, and that means we have a chance to be able to be served. Others, if they'd like to do the actual getting the food, that's fine as well. Whatever helps you to get involved in hungry. The Lord tells us to feed the hungry. And this is a chance for us to do so in whatever way is best for you. We should do it because it's part of our mission, gospel mission, to serve those in need.
Absolutely. And before I let you go, Monsignor, we're almost out of time, but I understand retirement is on the horizon for you. Any thoughts as you look back on your priesthood, in particular your time at Catholic Charities?
I'll be 50 years of priest coming May, and I'll be stepping down as president and CEO of Catholic Charities in D.C. at that time. I will not be retiring I'm not going to Florida and read a book. I'll be working here as much as possible, other things as well, helping Catholic Charities behind the scenes. But the important thing is the mission in my heart and the passion I have for those in need will always continue. I might not be in charge of it, but I'll be helping to make sure it happens. That to me is a wonderful runway through retirement to make sure I'm doing the things I'm called to do.
Yeah, and we thank you for your service and your ministry and all that you've done. Thank you so much. God bless you, and Merry Christmas to you, Monsignor.
Merry Christmas to you, and thank you. Just one more quick thing I want to say.
Sure.
God's in charge of Catholic Charities, I'm convinced. It's a quick story that might be helpful. Our SHARE program, which does food packs with people, it was in trouble financially before COVID, really in trouble. We had a hard time making it work. COVID comes along, and we have a warehouse, and we have refrigerators, and we have freezers, and all of a sudden, our food production and distribution goes way up because of that. So that was God. We were about ready to say that program doesn't work. God's done, not the COVID, but God made sure we were available and ready with helping hands for those in need. To me, I look and see how God does so much, so many ways. I'm clearly convinced that God's in charge of all we do.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that story with us, and thank you for all that you do, Monsignor. Again, we appreciate it.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you as well. Merry Christmas.